Hello everybody and welcome to my garden. Weren't expecting that, were you? And why are we in the garden, I hear you all ask? Well, I'll tell you why. The recipe that we're going to do today requires some vegetables which I have got here in my garden. And so I'm going to cut the veggies and some herbs and some salad leaves so everything's fresh. We're going to have a whale of a time. Okay, first things first is we need a couple of courgettes. So this is one of my courgette plants, and as you can see, there are some flowers in here. These are male flowers because they just produce a flower on a stem, but these are female flowers, and behind them are the fruit. And I've got a couple of belters on here that I can cut off. I'm going to cut the smaller ones off because they are a bit more tasty. I have left one or two on here that should have been cut. See, this one's okay. Let's turn it round, see if we've got any more. Ah, yeah, here you see, we've got this one, and this one should have been cut off a bit sooner. Right, so I'm going to go for this one here. Cut that off. And where did I see the other one I wanted? And we'll go for this one. I'm going to take this one off anyway because it's, well, it should have been off a while ago. All right. But I'm going to use this one, I think. There we go. We got 3 courgettes. Let's move on to something else. Okay, here are some of my herbs. We've got some mint here, which is absolutely delicious. And we've got some coriander. In fact, we've got lots of coriander. And we've got some basil here at the end. And we've also got this Greek basil here, which I'm particularly fond of, which has the small leaves. This is a little cutting I took off, which has grown into this plant. So I think for this particular recipe, I'm going to have a little bit of this basil, and I think I'll take some coriander as well. Yes. I'll take some of these leaves down here, I think. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll do just fine. Okay, this is kind of the greens area of the garden. We've got some spinach here, this little spinach plant here. But this is what I'm after, is this Swiss chard. So, put that down. So many bright colours. You see, this is like a red, and this is like a pinky chard up here. I've also got a yellow one in the garden. I love the colours as well as the leaves. Now, it's I'm going to use it as a salad leaf. It's a bit like spinachy. You can also wilt it down and use it as spinach if you want. You could do that in what we're making today, but I'm just going to cut a bit off because I'm going to have some salad on the side of mine later. And anyway, I just wanted to show off. So I'm going to cut these leaves off. Maybe this is the pink. It really makes the salad fun then when it's different colours. And behind me is the yellow, so I'll just cut one of those off in a sec. Woohoo! Right, we're in another herby corner of the garden now. As you can see, I've got some rosemary and some lavender. But what I'm after is the chives. I want to put this in, so I was going to cut some off, but I think I'm just going to take the whole plant in. I just think that might be a bit easier, and we can cut it off in there. Let's go inside. as you can see, this is a strawberry plant. This is a strawberry, one of the first strawberries to come on this plant. And if you look at the tag, I don't know if you can see that, I'll show you. It says it's called Lucy. Now, I bought this strawberry plant because it was called Lucy for my friend Lucy. But when I went over to my friend Lucy, she had a lot of strawberry plants there. So I decided to keep it for myself. So I'm going to eat this strawberry now because it is ready. And I'm going to see what it tastes like. There we go. Cheers, Luce. Beautiful. Just like Lucy. Okay, so here's all the lovely things we've brought in from the garden, along with all the other stuff that we're going to need for today's extravaganza. I'm sure you're wondering what it is, so I won't keep you in suspense any longer. We're going to make a frittata, which is a bit like a fancy omelette that you put in the oven. So these are the other things that I'm going to use here. We've got some peas, which are not from the garden, they're from the freezer. I'm using some ham and some feta cheese. And most important of all is the eggs, which have come from my nephew's chickens. Or should I say my nephew's wife's chickens. And so, yes, we're going to use those in this particular frittata today, and the chickens are called Flo and Ambi, so thank you to Flo and Ambi. And we need some olive oil and some seasoning, and yeah, I think that's all. No doubt I'll forget something. And we'll need a bowl, a couple of bowls actually, because you'll need one to whisk up your eggs and one to put everything in. And you need a dish to put in the oven, an oven-proof round dish. I'm using my heavy-based pan, which you could also do because this can go in the oven. Yeah, so I think that's everything. So let's not hang around any longer and get on with it. Thank you very much. Right, first we're going to cut some chives off here. Just grab a small handful. We'll start with these. We're just going to cut them up with the scissors into the bowl. You can also use spring onions here if you want to. In fact, you can use whatever you want in your frittata. You can put what you like in. You don't have to put ham in. You can keep it vegetarian. You can put, you know, any sort of veggies in you want. Yeah, you don't have to use feta. You can use cheddar or, you know, something more fancy if you like. That is the beauty. I think I might put a couple more in. There we go. To get the peas in. Right, with the courgettes now, I'm going to slice the ends off. Oops, it is. And I've decided I'm going to grate them. You know, you can slice them, but I think I'm going to do it this way. Mind your fingers at the end. Okay, we're going to put this in. Okay, what else? What else? Ham. Again, I'm going to cut the ham up with the scissors, just a bit easier. Just folds into the bowl. And feta. Don't worry, I will write the measurements down, which will be attached to the recipe. I'm going to use about half of this block of feta. And I'm just going to crumble it in. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. Right, now we're going to whisk up the eggs. In they go into the bowl. I think I'm going to put another one in here. Because we've got quite a lot of filling. There we go. Right, once they're all whisked together, I'm going to put some salt and pepper. As much or as little as you like. Right, now we're going to pour this in here and stir it round. There's a lot of stuff in there. Okay, I think that's mixed around enough. I forgot to mention before this stage to turn on the oven to 180 degrees. Yes, so we can put this straight in the oven. Right, now we need to oil the pan. So, put a bit of olive oil in there. And brush it round, so hopefully the frittata doesn't stick. Okay, let's pour all this bowl of deliciousness into our pan. Right, let's get that in the oven then for about 30 minutes until the egg is set. Okay. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Oh, now look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Yes, says the cat. Right, I'm just going to top this now with some of the herbs I got from the garden, which I've chopped up here. So I'm just going to put some coriander on the top there. And put a mixture of flavours. So I'm putting some coriander and some of the little Greek basil leaves as well. Oh, smells gorgeous. Well, I'd say that looks good enough to eat, boys and girls. Let's try it out. Well, I hope it's been as much fun for you as it has for me this week. And now there's only one thing left. We know what this is, don't we? The taste test. Right. Got a bit of my salad leaves on here as well. Exquisite.